11 huge Emmerdale spoilers for next week. Next week on Emmerdale, the family is rocked by Chaz's revelation about her battle with cancer. Meanwhile, Gus proposes a compromise to Rhona, and Tom distances himself from Belle. Here are the 11 key moments to anticipate. 1. Chaz rocks the family. Chaz gathers her loved ones together, mustering the courage to share a deeply personal revelation. Her cancer stems from a genetic mutation in the BRCA2 gene. With a heavy heart, she imparts this information to Cain, Caleb, and Aaron, knowing that they too could carry the gene mutation. The gravity of the situation weighs heavily as Cain and Caleb come to terms with the possibility that they might have passed this hereditary risk onto their own children. 2. Aaron is uneasy. As Chaz makes her way to celebrate Mandy's birthday, she carries the weight of her own health struggles on her shoulders. Despite the festivities, her concern for Aaron's well-being remains paramount. With a sense of urgency, Chaz gently but persistently encourages Aaron to prioritize his health by scheduling a gene test. However, Aaron's unease and reluctance to confront the possibility of carrying the same genetic risk become evident in his evasive demeanor. The tension between them underscores the emotional complexity of facing one's own vulnerability in the face of a familial health crisis. 3. Ruby and Caleb argue. Overhearing conversations in the pub about Chaz and the faulty gene, Ruby demands insight from Caleb over what's going on. As a huge fight brews, Cain intervenes and tries to move the confrontation outside, but Ruby refuses and knees Cain in the groin. Mortified, Chaz heads to the back room, where she's supported by friends and hopes for the best chance at surviving her diagnosis. 4. Rhona's court case causes stress. As the date of Rhona's court case approaches, the atmosphere at Smithy Cottage becomes increasingly fraught with tension. The impending legal proceedings weigh heavily on everyone's minds, casting a shadow over their daily lives. April, in particular, struggles with the anxiety surrounding her mother's uncertain future, reflecting the pervasive sense of unease gripping the household. Rhona grapples with conflicting emotions as she contemplates her plea. Despite the looming possibility of being labelled a criminal, she resolves to maintain her innocence and pleads not guilty. This decision reflects her unwavering determination to fight for justice and clear her name, even in the face of daunting legal challenges. The solemnity of her declaration underscores the gravity of the situation and the profound impact it has on her family's collective well-being. 5. April visits Gus. April, consumed by her desire to alter the course of Rhona's fate, makes a bold decision to skip school and seek out Gus. Driven by her unwavering belief in Rhona's innocence, April confronts Gus with a plea for him to intervene on her mother's behalf by providing testimony in her defense. However, in her earnestness, April inadvertently reveals Rhona's decision to plead not guilty, unwittingly complicating the delicate situation. Gus, taken aback by April's revelation, grapples with conflicting emotions as he processes the implications of her words. Despite his initial shock, he agrees to accompany April home. However, as they return, tensions escalate, and a heated argument erupts between Gus and Rhona's family. The charged atmosphere underscores the profound stakes involved and the raw emotions surrounding Rhona's impending trial. 6. Marlon fights with Gus. Gus's anger simmers to a boiling point upon learning of Rhona's plea decision, igniting a tempestuous confrontation. As Rhona attempts to seek solace in visiting Ivy, tensions reach a breaking point, culminating in a physical altercation between Gus and Marlon. In the heat of the moment, emotions run high, and the struggle between the two men results in Gus being injured and sprawled on the ground. Despite Marlon's remorse and attempts to extend an olive branch through an apology, Gus's wounded pride and fury prevent him from accepting reconciliation. The air crackles with unresolved tension as Gus stubbornly refuses to entertain any semblance of peace. Meanwhile, April, burdened with guilt and apprehension over exacerbating the conflict, flees the scene in a whirlwind of worry, fearing the repercussions of her actions. The aftermath of the altercation leaves a palpable sense of discord, lingering in its wake, highlighting the fragile nature of relationships under duress. 7. Gus gives Rhona a choice. In a surprising turn of events, Rhona finds herself caught off guard by Gus's unexpected proposition. As the weight of their shared predicament hangs heavily in the air, Gus proposes a drastic course of action. altering their statements to align with a plea of not guilty in a bid to secure a favourable verdict. Rhona, taken aback by Gus's suggestion, grapples with conflicting emotions as she contemplates the potential consequences of such a decision. Despite her initial skepticism, Rhona's resolve begins to waver in the face of Gus's softened demeanour and his enticing offer. Gus, recognizing Rhona's hesitation, attempts to sweeten the deal by extending a gesture of goodwill, promising her access to Evie and the cancellation of his impending house move should she acquiesce to their pact. The delicate balance of trust hangs in the balance as Rhona weighs the risks and rewards of placing her faith in Gus's proposition. Ultimately, the decision rests on Rhona's ability to navigate the murky waters of loyalty, self-preservation, and the pursuit of justice. Will she dare to trust Gus enough to forge an alliance in their quest for exoneration, or will she choose to chart her own course, guided by her principles and convictions? The uncertainty of the outcome casts a shadow of doubt over Rhona's deliberations, underscoring the high stakes and moral complexities of their fraught alliance. 8. Tom goes cold. As Belle is presented with a promising job opportunity by Susie, she finds herself buoyed by the prospect of a new beginning. However, her excitement is quickly dampened by Tom's conspicuous silence and aloofness towards her. The chilly atmosphere between them casts a shadow over Belle's optimism, leaving her perplexed and unsettled. In a moment of vulnerability, Tom finally breaks his silence, revealing a troubling confession to Belle. He admits to divulging to Angelica that Belle would share her experiences from the secure children's home, a revelation that catches Belle off guard and fills her with unease. The weight of Tom's actions compounds Belle's apprehension about broaching the sensitive topic with Angelica, exacerbating her inner turmoil. Faced with Tom's disappointment and the implicit pressure to fulfill his expectations, Belle grapples with conflicting emotions. Despite her reservations, she ultimately capitulates to Tom's implicit coercion, agreeing to comply with his wishes out of a desire to avoid further discord in their already strained relationship. The palpable tension between them underscores the fragile nature of their newfound union, fraught with unresolved conflicts and unspoken expectations. 9. Belle's kindness backfires. Belle gets serious with Angelica about the reality of her future, and the youngster's fear grows. As Angelica worries about experiencing the same mental health problems as Belle and gets upset, Jimmy discovers both women crying and lectures Belle, who runs away. Devastated, Belle looks for reassurance from Tom, who denies encouraging her to speak to Angelica, but twists the situation when he promises to protect her. 10. Jimmy and Nicola worry. With Angelica's punishment looming, Jimmy and Nicola worry their little girl isn't prepared enough for a spell in the secure children's home. How will her distraught parents cope when she finally leaves and faces the consequences of accidentally killing Heath? 11. Susie and Vanessa flirt. Having returned to the village for good, Vanessa is eager to reignite the flame with her former flame, Susie. The prospect of reconnecting with someone from her past fills Vanessa with a mixture of excitement and trepidation as she navigates the complexities of reigniting old feelings. In the cozy atmosphere of the Woolpack, Vanessa and Susie find themselves drawn into a flirtatious exchange, their chemistry palpable as they reminisce about old times and share meaningful glances. Yet, amidst the sparks of attraction, lingering doubts and unresolved issues from their past relationship loom large, casting a shadow of uncertainty over their budding connection. As Vanessa and Susie navigate the intricacies of their renewed bond, they grapple with questions of whether their shared history is strong enough to withstand the test of time, and whether they possess the courage to embark on a journey of rediscovery together. The potential for a rekindled romance hangs delicately in the balance, leaving Vanessa and Susie to ponder whether the love they once shared is worth revisiting and rebuilding upon. Thank you for tuning in to catch all the exciting details of next week's Emmerdale episodes. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more updates and behind-the-scenes insights. Stay tuned for more thrilling Emmerdale content.